Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. A phrase is being used multiple times by multiple people who are holding high positions in the Israeli government while describing the morality of their IDF soldiers. Israeli officials, including Benjamin Netanyahu, former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, and their ambassador ISRA3LI, have again and again titled the IDF army as being the most moral army present on the face of the earth.
But I can tell you categorically, there is no army in the world that acts in a more moral fashion than the Army of Israel.
Israel is a moral country, works according to the international law, and according to the international law, Israel is better than any other army in the world. We are alerting, we are giving them the opportunity to have a shelter, we are doing things that no other Western army did in the past.
So according to their definition of morality, this most moral army, which is targeting innocent civilians, journalists, and medical staff, schools, hospitals, and ambulances, and last but not least, denying food, water, and electricity to a whole population, does not put a stain on their badge of the most moral army. The actions mentioned are actually nothing in comparison to the crimes that these IDF personnel carry out on a daily basis. Every now and then, a new picture or a new video gets released on social media platforms that depicts the new low that they have marked. Now again, a video is circulating around the internet where they are displaying a new level of immorality that they have earned. This video shows the so-called IDF soldiers singing and performing in a building that they occupied and invaded in Gaza. What is that building, if anyone may ask? That building is none other than a mosque. The soldiers can be seen having a jolly time and enjoying themselves while one of the personnel is singing on the microphone in the mosque, which was actually intended and was used by the muaddin to give adhan. Astaghfirullah.
חברים, כאן המסגד בג'נין, במ"פ ג'נין.
If these people are labeled as being most moral, then we can only imagine who, according to their version, will be labeled as immoral. Striking mosques, evacuating, and destroying places where the name of Allah is mentioned and is being remembered is one of the greatest sins that a man can ever commit. And this sin is not applicable to only mosques. This action remains a sin in every place of worship where the name of Allah is being taken. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran,
الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم بغير حق إلا أن يقولوا ربنا الله ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لهدمت صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها اسم الله كثيرا ولينصرن الله من ينصره إن الله لقوي عزيز.
The IDF personnel cannot be titled as even remotely moral. Forget about being the most moral army. It is disheartening and unfortunate that the Israeli government gives statements in huge confidence that they are using their full force against extremism, while in reality, if one judges their own actions, nothing in the world fits the definition of extremism and barbarism more perfectly than the IDF personnel themselves. Even when engaging in war, one is obliged to follow certain rules and regulations, because if one does not do so, there is no distinction between a wild animal that butchers its prey without caring about the bloodshed and destruction, and army personnel who are wearing a shiny uniform, because the only application of the shiny uniform is to hide the skin of the monster within. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard the people of Palestine. Ameen.